How is everyone? Oh, good, man. I flew down last night from just north of Gympie, and I had a few hours to spare at the airport, and people at the airport just piss me off. They really do, because they say, I get a wheelchair at the airport not because I need it. I just figure if I'm paying that much for an airfare, they can take me to my seat. You know the feeling? I know. And why is it when you're in a wheelchair, you're suddenly a retard with an IQ of 2? I've got some security guard walking up to me, speaking to me like he's one of the Wiggles. He's going, "Hello, can you take your shoes off?" I said, "Yeah, I can. You want to know where I'm going to put them?" First class, but do I look like I can afford first class? I'm lucky if I get economy, dude. And the other day, flying down here as well, you see on the news Iraq and Afghanistan and all that, how they check for car bombs with those long sticks with the mirrors on them. You seen that? Yeah? They're doing that to me wheelchair. I'm looking at him going, "Dude, what are you doing?" He said, Sir, you know, when anyone calls you sir at the airport, it's going to be the biggest load of crap you've ever heard. He said, "Sir, this wheelchair has been sitting there for 6 hours unattended. In that 6 hours, anyone could have gone up to it and put an explosive device under it." I said, "Shit, mate, you could have told me that before I sat in it." And when I'm in the wheelchair, I always get the do-gooders. You know the do-gooders? You know, I got no qualms against people having spiritual beliefs. That's cool. But I hate the Bible bashers. You know, they always pick me. They come up to me in the wheelchair, and this guy looked at me and said, "Can I put the healing hand of God onto you?" And I said, "Yeah, sure." And I'm in the wheelchair, and I'm thinking, I'll go and have some fun. So he's praying over me, and then he stopped, and then I popped out of the wheelchair and go, "I can walk!" You've never seen a Bible basher run so fast in his life. I think he was amazed that it actually worked. And when you're in a wheelchair, they put you on the plane before everyone else and give you safety instructions one-on-one, and then repeat them 3 minutes later. I've got cerebral palsy, not Alzheimer's. And they say things like, in the event of emergency, stay seated and we will come back for you. I'm going, what if you're dead? You know what she started doing? Reading the manual. And they're all scared of, they lock the door to the cockpit now, because they're all scared of terrorism. It's not because of terrorism. You know why it is? It's because of the navigator. It's true. You know the navigator, like the old days, the good old days when we're going from A to B, you had these things called maps, you know, when you're driving, but now you've got navigators that, you know, tell you when you've missed the turn, where to make a U-turn. They've got ones for joggers as well, for joggers. They've got GPSs for joggers. Don't you see the irony of that? If you're getting lost running around the block, I think you got bigger issues. But on aeroplanes, they've replaced the navigator, a person, with one of these little boxes. It's not a real person anymore. I just want to hear what it sounds like. Turn left at the third cloud. Avoid mountain peak in 500 metres. The world's just getting bizarre, don't you reckon? Yeah? I mean, look at it. We're all here to get medical marijuana, you know, legalised at some point, you know, and it's all taboo and, ooh, it's bad, ooh, you know, and I've never watched a Sunday program or a current affair with a late-breaking story. Yes, a man had 32 joints today and went home and committed domestic violence. Bullshit, he wanted a chocolate cake. Everyone goes black market marijuana, oh, black market, oh. I've got one word for you guys, Nimbin. You know, they hide it in Nimbin, it's great, you know, you're walking down the street, they go, you want a cookie, you want a cookie, you want a cookie? I'm going, no thank you, Senior Sergeant. I lived in Nimbin for a while. I didn't mean to. It just happens. You know, like I decided I had enough of city life, so I got on the bus and I headed for the Gold Coast, and it had a stop in Nimbin. And one of the first places I walked into was the Hemp Cafe, and I ordered a double short black coffee, and she gave it to me and goes, that'll be $20. I went, $20 for a double short black? She goes, yes, $20 for a double short black. I went, $20? It's not that expensive in Sydney. She goes, try the cookie. So after the cookie, I'm just waving the bus goodbye. I ended up spending 5 years in Nimbin, and I know. After year 2, they made me the mayor. And I had to take the phone calls from all the companies that wanted to put businesses in Nimbin. I got a phone call one day from McDonald's restaurants. Yeah, I know, I just started pissing myself laughing. And I wasn't even stoned. And he goes, sir, why are you laughing at me? I said, I'm laughing because you have the audacity to use McDonald's and restaurant in the same sentence. That, by very definition, is an oxymoron. And he goes, well, we want to put a Macca's in Nimbin. I said, no, piss off, you corporate bugger. I had to rephrase that because I just saw kids in the audience. And he said, I'll give you $1 million. I said, here, take my town. Would you like fries with that? McDonald's is slightly different in independent. It brings a whole new meaning to the phrase McHappy Day. A McHappy meal now consists of a McFoil, McMagic mushrooms, a tab of McAcid, and real hash browns, man. It's the only McDonald's in the world you can still get a 30-cent cone. I just think Australia's changed so much, don't you think? You know, I remember when we used to open up our arms and let anyone in. Remember that? We didn't care who you were. You could be Asian, you could be Greek, you could be Italian. We didn't care. We would bag you. As soon as you bagged us, you were in. But now we're so closed off, aren't we? You see interviews on the news all the time about boat people, especially with Tony Abbott. How that imbecile got into Parliament, I don't know. Seriously, you know, I wouldn't care if he was here. What's he going to do, take me out the back and straighten me out? I'll probably come up to me and probably shirt lift me or some shit. I would have paid money to see him and Putin go for it. I heard the conversation in the car the other night with a couple of the guys, and they're talking about Putin. The guy's ex-KGB. He'd kill you by looking at you, and Tony Abbott, what's he going to do? Shock him with his budgie smugglers. But he's got this thing about boat people, hasn't he? And they always interview the same people about boat people. Have you noticed that? No matter if they're from Tassie or Queensland or Victoria or WA, they're always the redneck with an IQ of 3 combined. And they're always going, bloody boat people, bloody boat people, boat people, bloody boat people. Wish they go back to where they came from. Let me cast your minds back about 200 odd years ago. On the banks of Botany Bay, there was a tribe of Aboriginals sitting there watching Captain Cook roll up going, fucking boat people. I grew up thinking I lived in a democratic society. Yeah, I know, I was not young, naive. And I found out that I didn't live in a democratic society when I got fined for not voting. I didn't vote at the last election because Tony Abbott, I just went, please. I've got a higher IQ than that. And I went, I reckon I should run for Prime Minister. No, I probably won't because I might get in. But I reckon I would make a fantastic, politician. I've got a great background. I've been talking bullshit for 24 years. Although I would have to take a pay cut. But they fined me $20. $20 for not voting. It's not the money that really ticked me off. It was the fact that they sent me the fine on non-recycled paper. So being a bit of a hippie boy, I recycled it. And sent it back to him. 3 months later, I got the second letter with 10% interest. So I sent it back again with a little message. What part of no did you not understand? Go away. But it wasn't that nice. I'm being very diplomatic at the moment. The third and final letter came that said, thank you for paying your fine. I said, Jesus, how did that happen? So I rang my mum up. I said, Mum, you won't believe this. I just got a letter that said, thank you for paying your fine. She goes, I know. I said, what do you mean, you know? She said, well, I didn't want you to get in trouble with the federal government. So I paid your fine for you. Oh, yeah. It's really good on one hand that my mum loves me that much, but on the other hand, it really sucks. There am I, a 45-year-old man, making a political statement, and my mummy pays me fine. I see there's a few older people in the audience tonight, this afternoon. I normally do this at night. Yeah. I'm normally not out of bed by now. I'm an entertainer. I always wake up at the crack of noon. But there's a few older people in the audience. And have you got the pension card? Yeah. Because people that got the pension card, I'm sorry, but they just irritate me. They really do, because my mum has got the pension card as well. And I don't know what happens with you ladies, but the day after you get that card, something mysterious happens to you. You wake up and look in the mirror, and no apparent reason whatsoever you think, I might dye my hair purple. Where does that come from? And older people get something, what I call the blow-by-blow syndrome. You know what that means? Yeah, a few people shaking their heads go, yeah. That's where older people got to tell you everything that they're about to do, no matter how mundane it is. I was at Mum's one day, and she looked at me and goes, Steadwood? And I'm going, oh, shit, I can't even run. She said, I'm going to go outside and take the pool cover off the pool. But before I take the pool cover off the pool, I'm going to hose the pool cover. Now I'm thinking, I'm not the smartest bloke, but if you're going to take the pool cover off the pool, why would you hose it before you did it? Because you're just taking it off anyway. Apparently I said this out loud and not in my head like I thought I did. And she explained it to me in great detail. She said, I'm going to go outside and take the pool cover off the pool, and I'm going to hose the pool cover. Because if I don't hose the pool cover before I take the pool cover off the pool, the pods on the tree will fall onto the pool cover and then fall into the pool if I don't hose the pool cover before I take the pool cover off the pool. And I'm just looking at her going, Jesus, Mum, you really do need sex. And apparently I said this out loud too. Oh yeah, big hole digger. You know, mums never ever forget. That was 7 years ago. I had a fight with her the other day. Halfway through the phone call, we're having the fight on the phone. Not even in person, on the phone, and halfway through the phone call she pauses. And I'm thinking, I've won. No. It was a pregnant pause. And she said, this argument is null and void. I win. And I said, what do you mean you win? She said, 7 years ago, the crack about I need sex. And I went, I'll be going now. They never forget, do they? How long have I got to go? Time? Well, you've told me like 15, 20 minutes, and now if I get into second gear, we'll be here for... We'll be here for like 4 hours. Oh, man. I love my job, and people go, why do you love your job? I go, well, I know you won't believe this, but I used to work for the Department of Defence, driving forklifts for about 2 years. And then I discovered comedy. And at the time I was working 8 hours a day, you know, driving forklifts and unpacking and packing boxes and all of this. And then I started comedy, and they told me all I had to do is 40 minutes. A day. And bullshit. I went, Jesus, man, I've been doing that since I was 16, and you're going to pay me for it. If you like my little section of the show, I'm doing another one tonight for half an hour, and it'll be different bullshit. Because I've had 45 years to work on it. Anyone coming? Is everyone coming tonight, or what's going on? Hello, loose then. About 80 of them. Okay, put your hands up if you're coming tonight. Okay, that means I can't tell the same bullshit. Okay, I'll think of something else. If you've liked my part of the proceedings today, I've been Steady Eddy. I forgot to tell you this at the beginning. It was so good having the Premier here to open it this morning. Hey? Yeah, it was sensational. I had to talk to him afterwards, and he's a really cool bloke. And I think he's going to be even cooler right about now, because I think the cookies be kicking in.